Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. While I'm getting this set up, as you know, it takes about 2 minutes for me to get everything set up on YouTube. I can't do anything until it officially loads on YouTube. So for the next several lives, so probably the next 3 to 4 days, this will be what I'm going to be playing from Peter's shift. I'm going to do about 2.5 minutes at a time. We'll do it over a 4-day span, just during the openings, as I want to give you information instead of just having me rattle on while I'm trying to set this up. So we'll go through the intro after this and everything we need to talk about, but just listen to this for a couple minutes while I'm setting up the YouTube.
This is the Crypto Mile. We are joined by Peter Schiff. We're going to discuss the convergence of a currency and sovereign debt crisis in the US, what this means for fiat currencies worldwide, and also, is gold or Bitcoin the answer to protecting wealth long term? Peter, welcome to the Crypto Mile.
Oh, thanks, Brian. Nice to be here with you in jolly old London.
So let's actually begin with talking about the raising of the debt ceiling. Is the US facing a currency crisis as well as a sovereign debt crisis? And is the dollar on life support?
I think the answer is yes. The only question is when. I mean, clearly we're not having that crisis right now because our creditors, for whatever reason, still maintain confidence in the future of purchasing power of the dollar. They still have confidence in the Fed. The charade that we just went through over the debt ceiling should really be shattering that confidence because, number one, we spent months threatening default, basically letting our creditors know that we may in fact default and that they were low men on the totem pole. Because during these discussions of raising the debt ceiling, nobody said we're going to prioritize bondholders. They basically said if we can't borrow more money, the first thing we're going to do is default on the money we've already borrowed. And so that is an official admission that the U.S. Treasury is running nothing more than a Ponzi scheme.
Okay, so we're going to leave it there as I got everything set up for YouTube. I appreciate the patience. But like I said, we can use this as an opportunity to learn and educate ourselves. So we'll start from there on the next opening in the live. So good afternoon. 2:51. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Welcome. So what we're looking to cover today in today's live, if you stick around, we're going to be taking a look at the XRP chart because it's very important if we distinguish whether or not, especially on this thinly traded weekend, if we can get over the 482 level, are we going to get a proper rejection here at 482 and or the 494 level and send us back down, we would have an indication that we're starting to break down at the 477 level is lost and we get a rejection. So that's what we're going to be looking at. We'll take a look at Bitcoin as well, but it's more urgent for us in the XRP community that we pay attention because we do have the death cross in the 4-hour time frame that just happened to form inside of a broadening wedge. So we'll take a look at what all that means and more. But first, I want to get through this. I want to get back onto here. So I'll acknowledge everybody. 48 people watching already. No kidding. 14 likes. Make sure you hit that like button as it's a big acknowledgement or it's a shadowing effect on the channel. If somebody's coming in here and they see 48 people watching, only 14 likes, they might get the wrong first impression. So good mid-afternoon. 2:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, June 17th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I know it's Saturday, but as I've said, I maintain dedication Monday through Sunday. I'm live at least, you know, this is the new thing for the past couple of weeks, but I'm live every single day for at least a half hour around this time, somewhere between 2:30 and 3:30. It just depends on the daily schedule. So I do appreciate everybody being here. Let me acknowledge everybody real quickly because I find it very important to acknowledge each and every one of you. Call me crazy, call me bizarre, but I feel like everybody deserves to be acknowledged. So I know one of my pet peeves when I watch other people is I won't acknowledge. Whoa, a donation already. OMG, thanks, or OMC, thanks for the $10 donation. I'll get to that in just a second. 57 people watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Only 28 likes. Got to get that up. I would greatly appreciate it. So let me say hi to everybody real quickly. Darren, welcome in. How are you doing, my friend? At least you're on time today. Absolutely, mate. Sean, welcome in, my main man from Maine. David, welcome in. Jan, welcome in, love. Darren, I'm doing pretty good. I'm just excited to be talking to each and every one of you here. Sean, Tom, how long have you been live? I just got on live, Sean. Just got on live while that video was playing. I've been on for just 5 minutes right now. First notice of a live you've gotten all week. Absolutely, that's excellent. Excellent that at least it gave the signal. Virtue signaled you in here. Beautiful. Devin, welcome in. Axel, welcome. Crawbillies, welcome in. OMC, thanks for the $10 donation. I really appreciate that as your donations. And if you need any reason to join Tom's Army, as I'm trying to grow the members of Tom's Army, you allow me to do my content for free. It's just that simple. I have creative control. You don't see any paid advertisements or paid promotions. And I put that on all of you because that's because of you. Not saying you have to join. I'm saying because of the members of Tom's Army, you allow this to be a no paid promotion place here, which I never want it to be. So with XRP, getting away from the touchy feelies, XRP is up 1.05% at 4806. And we know what kind of pattern we're in. RHS, welcome in. White Lotus, good afternoon. Tom's Army, indeed. So, and I know there's a lot of, some people in the comments, you know, are a little leery because I have so much writing. But at certain points, you know, I need to keep all this writing on here because we are in a broadening wedge, and that shows the broadening wedge potential if it were to hold, and we would have to, it's showing the expanding volatility within there. And I don't want to keep this up here forever, but while this pattern formation is maintaining, you know, I got to keep that broadening wedge in there, and I've got to show you the volatility that can happen, and then the likelihood if it created a W reversal, a wider one, where it would come, or if we can start pushing up here. But these are the optics we need to pay attention to. Also, the reason why I have so many of these support resistance lines in, and you know what, I could get rid of, now there's nothing I can get rid of. 508 was the breakdown point. 50 cents is a psychological level. 494 is where the 200-day is right now in the smaller time frame. But that was also another resistance support. 46 cents is the first, or the downtrending support we hit on the broadening wedge. And that happens to be the beginning of the inverted head and shoulders neckline. The bottom of it's at 44 cents, so we got to keep it in a pattern here. So that, I'm just trying to explain why I have all this stuff on here. So continuing. Miss Vicky, welcome in. Hey, General Tom and all our Army. Yay, I made it today. Awesome. Welcome in, love. I really appreciate you tuning in. So let's just get into this. The broadening wedge. Let me take it into a 30-minute time frame. It'll be easier for us to dictate this pattern movement. And yes, there's a lot of stuff on here. So here, let me go to the 2-hour time frame. I think that would be easier, because there's a lot of information, and I acknowledge there's a lot of stuff on here. Actually, I'm going to bring it out bigger. There's a lot of information on here. So what we're looking at right now here on this thinly traded weekend, we've had the bear, or the death cross happen already, and it happened on Friday. Friday going into Saturday, about 12 a.m. we had the death cross, which happened up here with the 20 cross and the 200. But now we're creating this W reversal. To me, if you get a rejection here in the 4-hour time frame on the 20-day, that's a big indicator at the 482 level that this pattern is going to come back down and try to consolidate. I don't think it would hold the 46 cents. I think if we got a rejection at 482 this weekend or 494, and then obviously if you went up to 494, you'd have to break the 482 and come back down. But a rejection up here, especially at 482, would make it more immediate, and it would bring us down to the 44 cent level, which is the inverted head and shoulders neckline. And now, unfortunately, we have all this stuff converging right now, so there's a lot of information, and you know, we can't just focus on one thing. We've got to focus and micromanage it at a macro and micro level. So the most important thing I can tell everybody, oh yeah, like Miss Vicky said, please click that like button. It is the biggest help and support that I can get during these lives. 43 of you have hit that like button out of 53. That's fantastic, out of 56. So just try to hit that like button. So with this pattern formation, if we do get the rejection at 482, that would send us back down, and we would have The 477 underneath, which is this little yellow line that's drawn across, that's the 477. That's one of 3 points this could have got rejected. The fact it's holding that and getting squeezed on the 482 with very little volume flow, if we're going to make a move up to the 494 this weekend, it's got to happen now. It's going to have to happen today before the futures opens tomorrow night. So you've got about 14 hours right now for this to happen. No, what is it? 24 hours for this to happen, roughly. 24, 20. About 26. 26 hours. Otherwise, it's going to start to run into a little bit heavier traffic, and you might get a true move in. But right now, we have to invalidate that dot cross, and the only way to do that is to get on top of that 51 cent mark now. First level would be to get on top of 494. That's why that's so important, because this is running through here at the 492 level. Get back on top of that 494 and maybe try to push. But this is looking very weak, and I think, you know, if we're looking at a best case scenario to hold with XRP, we would need to come touch the bottom of the broadening wedge again and try to create a gigantic W reversal. That could be what it's working on. But if we lose the broadening wedge, and I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but, you know, maybe that's the best way, especially with the volatility right now. You know, this seems to happen every day. Somehow I delete my XRP chart. It's amazing. I did that with my Bitcoin chart as well on accident. Oh, I guess I have the Bitstamp one. That means I deleted the Binance one. I think that was the one I deleted. Well, maybe not. Yep. Okay, so that's the short-term chart. I apologize. I deleted it, and you guys who have been watching this live, you know what happens. I got to put it back. But that's the shorter term pattern. If we go into a longer time frame, it becomes more apparent what's going to happen. If we do break down from this level. All right. No harm, no foul. So with XRP, if we do break the 44 cents, that's where you come back down to this uptrend here on the 2021 uptrend. That's at the 3.6 level. That's 359. That's where we get a lot of volatility with XRP, and that's also an area where we have the biggest stranglehold of buyers and sellers down there. If we lose that area, that's a very big, I look at that as a gigantic pivot level right now. That's going to tell us how much farther we need to go down if we do lose these pattern formations. But in the immediate short term, you can't just get down there. XRP's got to get through this broadening wedge, and that's why we got to focus on this. If we're going to break down, we've got to lose the broadening wedge at 44 cents, which is the inverted head and shoulders formation. Once you lose that and validate it, that's the head formation, the inverted head formation at the neckline. If you lose that, then you're starting to invalidate the inverted head and shoulders, and then it's starting to show we've turned bearish. And once that happens, then we can start working on the 2021 uptrend and start showing the real side of this pattern. Until it breaks down, though, I'm not ready to just say, oh, we unabatedly just say, oh, it's going to go down to sub 20 cents. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is with that death cross in the 4 hour, if this gets confirmation, we'll be looking at the 36 cent level in the very near future. Very near future. So that's everything with XRP. I just gave you a lot of information, I know, but that's everything with XRP. And thank you so much, everybody, for the 47 views and 47 likes. That means a lot to me. It means a lot to me that 47 of you are watching on Saturday as well. With Bitcoin, see which way we want to approach Bitcoin. I still think the best way for me to show you it is on this one. This is the interpretation that I have. If this is like set up as a bull flag, or if it's set up even as a wedge, but as a bull flag setup, I like to look at it, because we know if it breaks down, hits that 24,414 and then got rejected on 25,194, that would be a huge signal to come down to 21,966, which is around the CME gap. But as it is, Bitcoin bounced back up, and now Bitcoin would have to break. We're up to a very key level right now. 26,800 is that first level. You break through there, then you can come back up to 28,400 roughly. But right now, Bitcoin is looking, it's not looking very bullish. I know it's had a great rebound here based on the BlackRock news, but we'll see if it can get some carry through here. We need a carryover. This is where we need a carryover in the 4 hourly. What's probably going to happen, though, even if you got an extension, you're going to have to come back down here around 25,950 to confirm that breakup. So that's what I'd be looking for in the immediate short term with Bitcoin. But, you know, in the next few days, we'll be able to clean up these charts a little bit. Once we break out of the routing wedge or break around, you know, it's becoming a very big thing, though. So any questions, any concerns? I know everybody wants to get back to their Saturday. But any questions, I would love to hear. So I'm here. And on thinly traded weekends, sometimes it's interesting to see what everybody's thinking. But if that's it, if nobody else really has anything else to say, I still want to talk for a little bit. Trading view is wonky. Sometimes my TA just disappears. Black Viper, yep, mine too. Mine too, my friend. It really does. Miss Vicky, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Well, while I have your guys' and Gail's attention, let's take a look real quick at the total crypto market cap while we're here. So the total crypto market cap is at 1.036 trillion, up 0.9% on the day. We'll see, we're up at a major resistance right now at 1.049. And if we can hold that and come back down and properly retest, because we've had a V-shaped recovery, and now we would technically have to come back down, and you'd want to retest at 1.018, but you don't need to do it right there. You can retest the V-shaped breakout and retest it around 1.025. So the rest of the day, even if we break out bullish, I would expect some of these to retest here in the shorter time frames to see if we have any kind of strength to move on. I really would. Because if we could prove some strength, then maybe you could start pushing up and out due to some of this speculation with BlackRock. Other than that, though, it's going to be very hard for crypto to keep pushing out. We do need to pay attention to the fact, you know, how XRP's in the broadening wedge and the fact that it is more of a neutral pattern. And if you have a breakdown, we know the technical target's 36 cents. If we break back up and over and hold 494 and start pushing in that direction, we could make a play back up at the top of the wedge, but it is, you know, a little more less than likely because of what's transpiring right now with the death cross in the 4-hour time frame. We'd have to reverse that in the smaller time frames, change the short-term bias so that we can start pushing up and out on XRP again. So, you know, some days it's more of a consolidation wait and see approach. What are your thoughts on Ripple based on think secondary market could get cleared? It's possible. I mean, it's so tough with what's going to happen with the secondary market, with all the stuff happening with the SEC. Right now, the only thing that I can focus on with XRP is the ebb and flow of the charts and see if they're ever going to have a decision, because with the secondary market and everything, that's all going to work itself out for us. I don't know. That's one of those who knows exactly, Miss Vicky. But what I do know is that we really aren't going to get any kind of clarity until they either one way or the other, whether it's good or bad news, end this lawsuit. By one way or the other, either let them pay a fine, now that we know what was released in the memorandums from 2019. You know, they really need to get on with it and give us some kind of clarification here of which direction we're going to go. The secondary market, a lot of it could be wiped out. A lot of the secondary market could be wiped out. But, you know, that's why we got to stay mentally strong in this time. We really do. Jan, thank you so much. I appreciate that. The charts will tell us before, Miss Vicky. I agree. Crypto Scrooge, welcome in. Good update this morning on Solo. On Sologenic. I actually watched it. It was really good. This has been dragging out for far too long. It absolutely has. But unfortunately, we're probably going to not get a conclusion until, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I kept saying September of this year, but if the information that's coming out now doesn't lead to a judgment, it's going to be an issue. John, welcome in. No problem, Miss Vicky. You are welcome. If all the information coming out now doesn't lead to some kind of validation that XRP is not a security, even based on what, you know, I've shown and what's been released in the official documents, I mean, if that doesn't clarify it and, you know, bring things to light, it could be a long, hard road here. It could be a long, hard road. No problem, Crypto Scrooge. I appreciate you. So, in conclusion, because it's been a choppy live to say the least, XRP, we have a death cross within the broadening wedge. That means that we have in the 4-hour time frame, which is starting to become a more permanent time frame, but not to the daily yet, the short-term bias is starting to turn bearish. The broadening wedge also suggests that if we break down, we'll go to 36 cents. It's been said that the more times you hit on the broadening wedge, the more volatile it becomes. So we're going to see if we hit the 4th time at 44 cents, if we break down, or if 46 cents was a solid hold point and that's where it continues to push up. We'll know this and more if we hold 482, do it properly, go back up to 494 and try to get on top of it. If we get rejected at 482 or 494, this is showing you that we're very, very bearish. You know, as long as we don't lose 482 though, if we were to get up to 494, then we're just in another consolidatory phase unless we break down or break out. But with the death cross showing itself and confirming itself in the 4-hour time frame, a rejection at 482 is very detrimental to XRP. A rejection at 492 roughly, all the way up to 494 is the overextension of the resistance in the area. But the 4-hour time frame, 200 days at 492. So you get rejected there, that's very bearish. But you have to come back down and break, you know, back through the pattern formation where you had the low. So that's at 46 cents roughly. That's why if you break down through there, we'll be heading back towards 44 cents or to 44 cents to see if this pattern's going to buckle or if this pattern has substance. If it's going to buckle, you break 44 cents. There is the inverted head and shoulders neckline there. And if that breaks, that tells you that whole inverted head and shoulders is invalidated. If you get a rejection point on the pushback towards it. So you break through 44, let's say it goes to 432, you push back up, you get rejected at 44, reject, it's over. You come back up, that was just a wick down. It's a liquidity candle, they call it. That's why it's hard to say, oh, is it going to break down or is it going to break up? You need to see the confirmation. So, I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this, make sure you hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel and joining Tom's Army, as through your support I'm able to put out this content. No paid advertising or anything like that. I appreciate each and every one of you who decided to join me on a Saturday. My voice is a little shot right now, so I'm going to end this here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Let's see. So we're probably looking towards the end of the year now, Tom. No, Jan. I've always said in September is where I estimated it from 2021. I estimated September of 2023 would be the earliest chance, or they would tell us around that time that we're going to go to a trial by jury. So that doesn't mean it's going to end at all, but I'm just saying that's my anticipation. I hope, because of the stuff that's coming to light, is what I was saying, that this would end sooner. But if, with all the stuff coming to light, that doesn't bring us clarity and that doesn't bring a decision, unfortunately, if that doesn't bring us the decision, you'd be looking out until like September, and then even further possibly. So I'm hoping though, what came out in the memorandums, what it says on April 8th, 2019, that XRP is not a security based on the fact it didn't meet all factors of the Howey test. That's public record now. So that's what I'm hoping for. In reality, the government's, very sleazy. The SEC works in weird ways. So, but that's what I'm thinking. Let me see what everybody's saying real quick. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated. Jan, probably looking towards... Okay, I figured that out. I hope I gave you some clarity there. CJ, looking at 4328 to be the next point on BitGet's XRP USDT futures to long from. Oof. I mean, you better be damn sure you're sure of that, because if we break down there, you're on the backside of the neckline. If we get a rejection there, I'd say you're better off shorting the market. But I don't advocate for anybody to leverage trade. I think it's an easy way to lose your XRP. Whether you're good or bad at the game, there's volatile spikes. You can be as good as you want, but if the market goes 15% up and 10% down in a matter of a 36-hour cycle or 24-hour cycle, and you're on a 2x or higher, you're in some deep shit, or 3x. Actually, 5x or higher, you'd be done. It's the point that it hit before black. Yeah, it is that point. It is that. I understand that. That's why that level is very key for me at the bottom of the broadening wedge. If you hold that bottom of the broadening wedge at 44 cents where that neckline is, that would be an ultra bullish signal. And that's how you can make this big move first. I'm not saying $1.98. You got so many things to get through before that. I don't want you to over anticipate this move. But if you were to hold 44 cents, it's all but guaranteed. If that is used as a support structure, it's all but guaranteed. If that doesn't break, that you'd likely come back to the top of the wedge and expand it again back up at 585 and then retest that area. I would be more than likely, if you hold the inverted head and shoulders neckline and that part of the broadening wedge at 44 cents, that you would come out and pass 58.5 cents. More than likely, you create a massive W reversal that hasn't formed yet. And then if you break out, that would give you a target up at around 65 cents. Conversely, if you break down, your target's down. If you break 44 cents down, you're looking at 36 cents. If you break 585 up, you're looking at 65. It's that simple. I hope so. I hope so. You're welcome, Jan. September is so close, Miss Vicky. It sure is. John Hall, thank you. No problem. You're welcome, my friend. Aaron Fridman, nice hat. It's mine, Joshua. And yes, it is. Yes, it is. Glad somebody noticed. Sean, recent news says no trial. I hope that's the case. That's what I'm hoping for. That there's going to be no trial because of the recent stuff that's come out. The fact that they came out, and we have the memorandum now from 2019, where it clearly says XRP did not meet all factors of the Howey test. You know, that to me, and it shouldn't be ruled as security, that to me holds weight. I don't know where Kenny is. Crypto Scrooge. I've seen Whitey around. I don't know where Kenny is though. End of Q3, beginning of Q4. Yep, Jan. That's my best estimation. Unless like I said, unless they give us the proper clarity we should have. I think BG's Brad Garlinghouse video yesterday to tell that we are going to hear something soon. I just hope the powers that be haven't corrupted. And it almost seems like Torres is corrupted, or at least a controlled opposition, because otherwise I don't see how she didn't rule that this case has no basis if there's no bias. CJ Baker, I'm thinking it will hit 76 and then flash. Yeah, there's an area up there at around 80 cents, and that would be a likely hit up there if we can break 65 cents. So your area is pretty good up there. We just got to break through some areas. And then maybe back down to 28 before ranging to 60. It's definitely in the possibility. That would test the formation low back in 2022 around that 286 roughly. CJ Baker news. Oh, the move will happen before the news. Yep, it always does. The charts dictate the news. I'm here, but I'm driving, so I'm listening. I appreciate that, Darren. Kenny is with Q, probably. Scotty Boo, happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Or all tomorrow. Absolutely. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, as I am a dad myself. But I'm going to be ending this, guys. I appreciate all the back and forth here right at the end. I was trying to get a little bit of back and forth so I can understand. Only JP Morgan knows. Isn't that the truth, Miss Vicky? As always, everybody, I love each and every one of you from the heart. I truly do. You mean a lot to me. That's why I come in here every single day for a half hour, no matter what. And then I do all the updates during the day. I know it's a lot of information, but let's not play the victim. Let's be the winners. Let's not have the victim mindset. I know I put out a lot of information, but let's take the time to study it. There's a reason why I'm giving it. There's a reason why I tell everybody it. Take the time because I believe in each and every one of you, and I believe no matter the size of your wallet, you deserve the information. So yes, I put a lot of time into it. Yes, I'm underpaid. A lot of people tell me that, but I don't think so. Is it all about money? I don't think it's all about money. I think it's more about helping your fellow peers. So for that, I'm rich. So it's all about perspective, folks. The world's not run on money. But if we can help everybody and we can help each other, the world goes round and we can all get there together. Bye, Miss Vicky. Have a good one. We are all a family. We are good. God bless us all. Thank you so much. Adios. Adios, CJ Baker. Have a blessed day. Darren, have a good one. Crypto Scrooge, winning team indeed. I appreciate you all. Mr. Crothers, have a good one. With that, I bid you a goodbye. But only for so long because I still have one or two updates to come tonight. It's just the way it goes. Joshua, rich in the heart. You're rich in the heart, rich in the mind. Nobody can take you down, my brother.